And I do believe all is settled. Still trying to get accustomed to the new routines, but regardless... Salutations, class, and welcome back. This is our final stream before our grandiose anniversary performance on Saturday. We'll be doing Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and we will probably be able to clear up the last of our non-Waddle Dee 100% related content. We'll be going through the finale of Forgo Dreams, and cleaning up the remaining treasure roads, and upgrading any abilities we haven't yet managed to do so. Everything is prepared. And... touchdown. So, first things first. I have done a little bit of grinding off stream. That has involved mostly rummaging through and making sure that I can get all the other abilities ready. And I've gotten a number of the other treasure roads, so we should have enough crystals and star coins to go ahead and upgrade all of our abilities right off the bat. So, here we have a combo getting all 4 of our remaining abilities at once. And voila! Ooh, that's interesting. What's with that? Oh, okay. It's kind of a mohawk drill. I like the gear. Ah, it leaves us with a hitbox on top as we're digging around. And it basically retains the pencil rocket ability of our prior drill. We'll go ahead and upgrade Blizzard Ice as well. Nice and very crystalline, just like the hat right next to it. So what does this one do differently? Longer range ice, and it creates icicles that we can also push around. Okay, that's actually a lot more fun and interesting than the usual Kirby ice ability. Also, yeah, as mentioned, our shield now has spikes and should be able to hurt people who attack us. 2 more left, I believe. Buzzsaw Cutter for 1. Interesting hat this time. I wonder what that's supposed to resemble. Okay, so it's literally just... I think it's one of those little workshop clamps. Like the ones that you use for carpentry. So it looks to be a big buzzsaw, essentially. Does it retain any interesting while it's ricocheting... so it'll bounce around walls a number of times. This is kind of interesting because I don't think it's one that's a straight upgrade to its prior ability. Hey Sagittarius, I haven't yet posted it on YouTube, but I am now a Twitch affiliate, and accordingly, I will be streaming on Twitch primarily in the future. Pretty much you can expect every Twitch stream to be on here unless, for some reason, my YouTube VODs catch off, and that ends up getting like 1,000 subscribers. You can assume we'll be on Twitch until our YouTube gets to, monetization status. And even then, there are going to be a number of streams which will be Twitch exclusive, such as Noida, which primarily has Twitch integration. Indeed, welcome Sagittarius, glad to see you. We were just upgrading the last of our abilities. We were going to head on our Treasure Roads run and then get through the last few levels in Forgo Dreams. Okay, so that one doesn't specifically resemble either Bonkers or King Dedede. Certainly fun in concept, but I think it's actually going to be too slow to get much work done. Set that back, and... which of the new abilities should we take out for a spin? I kinda want to see how drill works, considering it's probably our least used ability so far. Very well, we still have a few ability-related treasure roads for us to get through, so let's focus on that, and after a few minutes of doing so, all of our folks should be here in attendance, and we can get on to Forgo Dreams. Let's see. I have taken note of the menus that we have here. Oh, okay, so we've finished the first 3 levels. We still have Meta Knight Sword treasure for us to do back here. Which, funny enough, we didn't actually find beforehand. I've done a lot of the mouthful mode related abilities, so the only ones we have left are the ones related to the upgraded abilities themselves. Turns out there were actually a lot more accessible rare crystals in the previous levels that I didn't find. I didn't even know that we'd be finding too many secrets on the world map. After we're done with Forgo Dreams, it's basically just 100%ing the game from there. Oh, that's right, this one actually has a charge-up ability that's pretty good. Check that, very good! Go and brawl Mach Tornado out here. We've also stocked up on plenty of star coins, so we should be able to afford any of our extra health boosts for when we go back into the harder levels. Another thing I've actually done off-stream is, I do believe we've collected all prior pieces of Leon's soul back in, Forgo Dreams. Anything up until that last level, which we still have not yet proceeded into. And 1.5 seconds off the target time. Tragically close. Alright, so health restored, and that should be it for Winter Horns as well. Indeed, all the Wonder Road, or Treasure Roads here have been solved. So now... off to Original Wasteland. Wait, is the chat not rendering? Wait, I haven't put it here on the Switch side. That's right. Hold on, give me a second. Let's see. We were doing this last. We are currently in the process... There we go. We are currently in the process of setting up basically all of our other little trinkets and bonuses for the stream, such as our new overlay. Any sort of redeems or follows we'll see in the top right, and I guess I do need to get a little overlay for the chat there, since it is going to be over a few HUD elements. There we go. We're basically sprucing up the stream for Xander 2.0. And I am going to have to run a few test streams here, just to make sure we have everything in order. New overlays and screens and all such. Nothing out of there. That's fun. It's a lot like laser in most Kirby games. flip the switches. Looks like we got the angle a little wrong there. So we flipped the blue ones as well. We'll have to think. Okay, this one should solve this first shot. And then this one should hopefully go to the third one on the far right. Ah. Really? That close and no dice? Hopefully we're still well within the time limit. Oh, easily within the time limit. Alright, that should leave us with maybe 3 more? And speed our little way off here. That's everything for Original Wasteland, right? Indeed, so we only have 3 more treasure roads up here in the Redgar Forbidden Lands. Really? This late into the game and we have a 2-star challenge. Interesting. Alright, what do we have to utilize that's different this time? You know, now that I think about it, mechanically, is Drill that much different from Tornado? Seems like they both have the express intent of letting you move while being a hitbox, and generally being able to avoid damage. I feel like because of how they designed the movesets in this game, they kind of had to be pretty linear about how, they implemented a lot of the abilities. We are currently given one button, and we only really have different systems for standing still, running, holding, and in the air. A lot of the other Kirby games actually had directional inputs, which is a lot easier when you're in a 2-dimensional plane. I think it would be interesting if we had other little systems, like if you spun your control stick around a few circles, you could do the spin attacks that you see on so many of the abilities for their charged attacks. I will admit the big swing's pretty fun. But Wildhammer basically had this much power with a lot more speed. And still, I'd say is my favorite. Although Crystal Needle is actually pretty close behind. It's more like a pick with that pointed end when you think about it. I hate to wait. And I definitely hate to get eaten. What are those guys even supposed to resemble? Kinda looks like a trap hinge from Pokemon. A lot of the other enemies we have around here are supposed to be resembling animals. Although that could actually be a classic Kirby enemy. It's one I don't quite recognize. Okay, so it is specifically supposed to resemble Bonkers. It's literally his hammer. Yeah, it's a little slow to actually get in a good hit. There's one. And there's another. Easy as it goes. Kind of an interesting... I guess that's supposed to be his hair. It almost looks like it would be a lion or some other beast pelt. Although I assume Bonkers is just very, very hairy, as a gorilla would be. Now, where off to next? Here's one. And... I think that's the last one, isn't it? There's actually another spot I found off in Redgar Forbidden Lands which didn't have much an interaction with it, so I'm wondering if that's actually a secret final treasure road for, not Wildhammer. Masked Hammer. Oh, never mind. That way just unlocked itself. Can't slow down on the lava. Welcome, James. We were just cleaning up our last little spot for all the treasure roads. I have done some grinding off-stream, and managed to get enough rare crystals and clean up a lot of the remaining, wait, where's that last piece? Oh, it was literally right here I opened the chest, but I didn't grab it. That's what I get for looking at chat. Alright, that should basically be our only challenge here. But, I found a lot of the secret treasure roads. The ones that use items and various mouthful abilities. Since we got through those, I've had enough rare crystals that we did spend the beginning of our stream upgrading the remainder of our abilities. And if that one's done... Any more? No, that's all of them. Then I wonder what this little secret's supposed to be. There's a little campsite all the way out here, but there's nothing to interact with it. Must just be an Easter egg then. We did have the Carmouth treasure right over here. So that should be every one of our treasure roads then. Complete, 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 complete. There we go! We have all of the crystals that the game will provide to us. So now we can focus on upgrading our abilities. And just 'cause I want to see it, so with the power-ups, does it just raise damage, or does it raise speed as well? I guess it depends on which one. Reached its maximum attack power. Alright, so it looks like it will upgrade one of the stats. Just to check, let's go ahead. Just the damage there. Alright. So that would mean we can get past the Toy Hammer's weakness of generally having weaker damage, right? Okay, I can kind of see how it keeps getting upgraded and getting, yeah, even more powerful. For now, though, we should probably still have a little bit more damage with Masked Hammer. Let's see how that damage is upgraded, although we can't get the full combo on Mr. Sandbag here. He actually gets blown away by that first hit, so we can't measure how much damage the follow-ups do. In any case, I think it might actually be a bit better. Let's go with Buzzsaw. Cutter needs some love, and this is actually a more interesting iteration than the default one, and even Chakram was kind of boring. Can't just go through the entire game with one ability, that pretty much invalidates the idea of having all these different movesets. We will want one more health upgrade. Or the little health up for us to carry along. Say hi to the beautiful, majestic boy over here. I love the design. Isn't that supposed to be based off of one of his, older designs? One that seems to separate his head a lot less from his body. King Dedede. Oh wait, we literally spent the last of our star coins we could have used. No, I can't afford it. Kirby might be a glutton, but by no means is he a thief. You know what? We could fish for a little bit of star coins to make up for it. Why not? Just see what we can get here. Ooh, that's a big boy. Only 10. Never mind. We'll just go through our first pass through the next level. And that will probably earn us enough star coins to go ahead and purchase ourselves a health up, in case we do need it. We still have a silver shield and 2 stars on the Colosseum, so my tuition, or my intuition, leads me to believe that there's probably going to be one more arena. Probably at the end after we fought all the bonus bosses here. So our descent begins. Thought I saw something off to the side here. Doesn't seem to be anything we interact with. Or immediately it's going to indicate a different ability for us to use. Fine. I'll play your little game. There's a 1. This is very different compared to the first time around. Can we get it if we... Yes, we do. But for some reason, we continued to descend there. So it probably would have been better to do that one off of a higher platform. Uh-oh. I love that you can see a lot of the objects like this piece of meat here animating in 30 FPS at longer distances. Oh, Nintendo. When will you try to have good hardware, rather than creative hardware? Although creativity is definitely the part of the market they seem to win. Any more? Seems so. So where would we be looking? Aha! Right here. Seven in the first room, that should probably be it. Nope, it appears there is another one hiding somewhere around here. But where? There we go. I must have just missed it the first run around. And thank you, Elfin. Funny enough, we probably get to access the final level even without, getting any more pieces of Leon's soul out here. The Switch is good, it's just not very powerful. Fair enough. There are still a lot of games here that run, or at least look beautiful, in 60 FPS. I mean, 30 FPS or otherwise, this game looks astonishingly beautiful. As well as Odyssey. Should probably try to go for the full 300. Luckily, so far we've already completed all the other levels. So if we don't lose our temper, we should be able to do this one 100% the first time around. Let's see, I see crates up there. There's probably going to be a different process to unlock that there. Yeah. We can't just unlock that spot right there. Ah, no crash for us. But is there another path? Indeed! So those aren't normal boxes we can break. Those are probably the mouthful-specific boxes. Or that. That will also work. A triplicate found. It's also finally good news to hear that the last level here has a different soundtrack. I've been running on all the other ones trying to 100% them, and I was getting kind of fed up of having only the same music. Let that blow over. Oh right, they have it to where if you hold it for a bit, and then release, it's different to where if you say, just tap it. If you try to tap it thinking you'll get a very, very short burst, you'd be wrong. They apparently have accommodated for both the intuition of just tapping it once or holding it down for ability usage. See if we can flutter our way around the side here. Come here. Oh, he really can take a beating. And yeah, it did look like there were a few further down. But how are we breaking into those areas? Yeah, there was a spot somewhere around here, I recall. Yeah, and wasn't there one at the beginning, the first time we were in here? In the non-remix version. And yeah, full 300 is one of our goals on the Leon Soul part. I'm pretty sure the only thing we don't care about in terms of 100%. Ah, there we are! There's a hidden little bomb down here. The only part I'm not really concerned with for 100% completion is, getting the target times on all the treasure roads. Because a few of those could last an entire stream. Trial and error, trying to do it again. So there's still one or two more around here. Maybe off on the other side? Sure doesn't look like it. Hmm. This would have been a cool spot to put one of them. Yeah, this just leads to the ladder back down there. Treasure Road target times aren't necessary for 100%. Well, that's good news. Especially considering they are a little obtuse sometimes. Where could that last one be? Some delicious snacks we didn't get. There's all the different little glowing spots that you see around the atmosphere here. And it's throwing me off. Because I keep wanting to imagine they're the little bonus spots we gotta go through. The ones that unlock little extra routes. Where? Twice up and down the tower. This one definitely is stumping me. But I can appreciate it. Kirby games usually don't have too much challenge to offer except for like, maybe the final boss rush that you get. But here, the extra mode's actually pretty difficult. Is there one under here? Doesn't look like it. Where? I can't even imagine where we haven't looked yet. Nothing on the side here. Yeah, blocked off by an invisible wall there. This one's actually hidden. Huh. Don't see anything from the other camera angles. Oh. Well, duh. I told you it was gonna be under something. And that's still not the last one. Well then. I guess try that same solution. Keep looking underneath things. Might be behind a few boxes or crates around here. We're not leaving this room until we find it. I can guarantee you that. Nothing back in that corner. Right. I like the claw marks on the wall, indicating that the Beast Pack has really made this place their home. Nah, those are just logs. Those probably aren't a campfire for us to trigger. That would have been a pretty silly secret. Oh! I didn't notice this ladder before. So there we go. Got it. Good thing we did bring the extra health bar. Hopefully there's plenty of healing in the levels ahead. And we are finally out of that level. I do think this is actually a pretty interesting way to redo the extra mode here. All the different remixes of the existing levels. A lot of the extra modes previously had given you a different character to play. Switch Pro rumors used to make you so mad because people were hyping themselves up for failure. You were even more mad when the same people who spread the rumors got overly upset at the OLED Switch announcement. Don't get you wrong, a more powerful Switch would be great, but you're not going to hate on the OLED when that isn't what it's trying to be. It's just an updated version of the base model. I find that gamers are often the most difficult people to reason with. They seem to have very linear ways of thinking about things. And oftentimes, I don't think they even know what they want. A lot of the hyped up gaming culture I try to stay out of for that very reason. Uh-oh. So close. Okay. I think we can try this with a dodge roll to get a bit of a head start here. Alright, think about this one. Okay, that one was done pretty easily. Looks like the dodge rolls do still count us as being on the ground for most of their flight, so we will just have to continue hovering like that to get through here. Wonder how we're supposed to interact with that one. Although we probably can just throw a bomb over here, or from over here. Get a little bit of much needed health. I don't think we actually have to interact with Poppy Brothers Jr. over here. Indeed, that is how it works. So, from over here, we can match that little spot. I wonder if it's possible to get trapped in there. They probably do have a failsafe just in case. I like the homing bomb mechanic, but I don't think there's much that you can get out of chain bomb. I actually was doing the illusory boss fights again, since I was having to go back through a lot of the previous levels. And they give you bomb right before Tropico Woods, even though it doesn't actually help that much. It's difficult to get chains set up on him. Let's see, that is a drill, I believe. No, that's needle. A little bit of extra health, and then sneak our way under here. And hopefully that's it for this room. I don't want that. Alright, Alphalin, give me the news. Just the good news I wanted to hear. So, anniversary is happening on Saturday. Since we do have an extra life bar, I think sword might be a bit better here. There's a number of different things on the plans for Saturday. but I was gonna start out with, Guilty Gear early in the afternoon, since I'm sure a lot of my friends would be available around that time. Then getting into the evening would be when we have a lot more of the, specific stuff. I still haven't yet figured out the order, but there is going to be a big-time Noida stream, like the last one we had about a month ago. One that focuses on the chat trying to kill me as quickly as possible. But we will have new options with our Twitch affiliate redeems. You'll be able to use channel points, actually, to cause fungal shifts. And maybe there's even options to give other redeems using channel points. I didn't mean to throw that away. But fine, this is probably actually better for the combat here anyway. Double check over here on the corners just in case. There also will be more MechWarrior Online, but once we get later into the evening, we'll probably start doing things a lot more play by ear. Might even do some, Jackbox, although I will have to double check to make sure I have some of the newer ones. Or otherwise, borrow them from a friend. And welcome, Usagi! Very delighted to see you. We were discussing what we'll end up doing on, Saturday. I also plan on hosting lobbies for, Pokemon Showdown. Or, I say hosting lobbies like it's a fighting game. I was planning on doing some battles versus viewers in there. Should we have any takers? Let's see, this is the last tower we haven't checked. And nothing up here either, so it's probably during the roller coaster course. Or double check. I imagine they're not gonna put secrets and duplicate parts from where they've been before. All of Leongar's soul pieces seem to be in new spots. Go, my son. Hold down the neutral. A little too early. Haha, they tried to fake me out. Like that one did successfully. Catch that one quickly. Keep an eye out. Did we miss one? Nope, there's the last piece right there. And hopefully that's all we have to worry about here. Very glad to hear your enthusiasm, Usagi. I'm still waiting on your Twitch stream. That's apparently not everyone that's in here. Aha! I knew it. I couldn't even tell which guy that was. Looked like he was wearing one of the, sword hats. The ones that look like Link, but with a little ball on the end. Yeah, I'm actually very surprised. I think that's the first one of those, coaster-type segments that we got the first time around. Hold on, pause that. I'm taking a drink. Double check the sides, just in case. Ah, thank you, James. Happened before I even got to see it. You know, I think I will open up moderator applications because it was actually even brought up by a different one of my viewers. One who actually hasn't shown up too much lately. Alongside working on the stream, I also will be updating the Discord, using a few of the nights that I normally would be using resting between streams. With our lower stream volume this week, instead I will be focusing on trying to get overlays done, all of our extra little functions, and basically working on the stream. I want the anniversary to be a big buff to our production value just as well. Quite the sizable amount of damage. Also, I made the most magnificent discovery a few days ago. One that, I will actually be bringing up on the anniversary as well. And that is, the last few times I've been playing Skyrim, it turns out, it was actually at a higher resolution than what my monitor offers. So, I tried lowering the resolution a bit, and even with shaders on, it looks beautiful. So, it might be an option in the future to actually do a Skyrim playthrough, depending on how much Elder Scrolls appeals to you guys. I of course do not play Skyrim vanilla, I mod the heck out of it. So, functionally it would be a lot more interesting and difficult. Not really easy to avoid all those while we were a giant vending machine, but I think we'll be just fine. I do like Oblivion a lot, and I've actually messed with, Morrowind a bit lately. A few months ago. Yeah, this is probably the last we'll have to use this here, so... not quite. This might even be the most powerful ability. You get a pretty decent projectile. On top... Okay, yeah, we will have to fall on that. And I know Kirby actually usually retains the velocity of whatever platform he's on. So we will have to be a bit careful with our momentum there. But Morrowind is also on the list of options in the future. Sure, I guess that works. Drill's not very good here. Although, in the air we get a projectile. Watched a little bit of Robobot gameplay, and from what you saw, you think it would work well in the Forgotten Land style. I actually, really like the mecha mechanics. Of course, you know, I am a fan of robots in general. Likening myself to a mad engineer, of course. I think we can just use these as projectiles. That'll be better. And the idea of Kirby getting a mech is just wonderful. Not to mention, Robobot actually had some of the most creative abilities to offer. That's where we got Dr. Kirby, Psy Kirby. What were the other new ones there? It's where we got Poison, right? But I think that was mostly rehash of water, wasn't it? I guess there's not any keyhole spot for us to fit this in. I didn't see. Did we actually get everyone in the spot? Because that's definitely leaving on to the next area. Well, if we didn't get it up until now, we probably missed it. Regardless, I'm going to continue. Dude's putting on a new face. Could you imagine it? King DDD VTuber. And this is his persona. Right, you're going to be a lot different this time. This is definitely a much more wild fight to start with. Hope that the 2D style isn't abandoned entirely, but you hope the next game builds off the format of this one. I feel like this is really testing the waters, and I think the formula works. I do definitely appreciate the design of 2D Kirby games in general, but yeah, I would agree. I think the next one really should just basically be a spiritual successor to this one. Or functionally a sequel, even if not literally a sequel. And a lot of the cutscenes that you get to see Popstar on, it looks like a very fun place to explore. They didn't just give it the generic hills that you usually see. So I would very much like a sequel with this gameplay style, but on Dreamland itself. It would be nice going back through a bunch of classic locations, but in 3D. I have mentioned my DIY complex previously, Usagi, and definitely a very easy way to get me accustomed to doing the sort of live 2D stuff, because it still is a goal of mine to eventually make my own model, and basically all of the rest of my stream content. I think a very good way to practice just the early concept of getting myself into learning live 2D would just be if I had a simple character model to work on, such as a Xander Kirby. Well, there goes that ability. Looks like we're both unarmed, DDD. Ah, no stars for myself. It's really hard to avoid the lava. Although I guess this is just going to be one of those boss fights where we have to wait for him to finish his entire attack sequence. Run, Kirby! Run with your explosive payload! Yeah, this one's gonna be difficult. You think they essentially said they're gonna do future titles both in this and in the 2D style. I'd be very eager to see it. I'm very fond of the 2.5D mix myself. Games that actually utilize both 2D and 3D elements. Elsword was one online game I played a lot that did that. And you can kind of even think of Kirby 64 as 2.5D, although I don't think it ever had, like, any functionally 3D elements in it. Everything it did could have been emulated in 2 dimensions just as well. There we go. Yeah, same thing, James. I actually liked the combat options we had in 2D. As you can expect, Fighter was one of my favorite abilities, simply because you had a lot of different stuff you can do with it. And the fact that later games actually let you do a Hadouken with the actual Hadouken input from Street Fighter just warmed my heart. Wow, I don't think we're gonna get through this one first try. Maybe if we had something like Ranger. Oh, that's new. And no star for us to abuse. Get out of the way there. God, he's not gonna hold still. I think we're kind of getting to the point where there's just a lot of homogeneous visual noise. It's sometimes hard to see where Kirby is amidst all this dodging. Made even worse by the fact that all the lava is similarly that reddish-orange color. It's sometimes a little hard to see where Kirby is. There we go. Gonna try as hard as I can. Ah, finally! Some abilities for us to use. Dodge. And lose it immediately. Remember that you can inhale the hammer right before the pace transition. Right! I did completely forget. Well, that tomato's not gonna help. Tornado might be a bit better than Crystal. Okay, yeah, that seems like that's going to be quite a bit stronger. Yeah, tilting the platforms is really, really cool here. So, I have mentioned that I'm working on a game, and one of the things that I plan on doing with that differently from other fighting games, and one of the things I like Smash and other platform fighters for, is literally because of how you can have the stage interact with characters. Now, in a lot of competitive Smash circles, you do have pretty plain stages that they use for competitive. But there are stages such as Pokemon Stadium and Melee, which do have some very interesting mechanics to go alongside them. And one thing I like is when you have a boss fight that utilizes the stage as a very important part of the fight. Yeah, maybe Crystal Needle was better. Did that warp us back into the center? That would actually explain a lot of how I keep getting Kirby lost. As much as I love this color palette, the fact that everything basically has a similar color around here makes it pretty difficult to tell where Kirby is some of the time. Now, having a mechanic like this with the tilting stage in a platform fighter would be really, really cool. We have stages like, what's it called? Lilac Cruise in Smash Bros., which has a tilting stage. Now, if you got a bunch of the usual game mechanics to work along with it, such as projectiles actually going along with the slope of the stage, I think that would be a bit more functional. Because for what I know, Lilac Cruise is kind of weird to play on in Smash Bros. Especially for characters that have mostly horizontal projectiles. Yeah, no better abilities to be found here. Come on. No, give it to me. There we go. This is gonna be a rough one. Ah, I tried to dodge that one. Wonder if Masked DDD gives Masked Hammer early like Meta Knight does. You don't think so, but would be cool if it did. And allegedly no to Sagittarius's knowledge. Yeah, I was thinking about that, Sagittarius. By the time we got in here, we didn't have enough star coins to actually purchase one, as you saw. Oh yeah, that's way stronger than Tornado. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna reliably escape from those with Crystal. Dodge that. Alright, this one's usually the easiest one to follow up on. We can pretty reliably gather a few stars, or maybe just the one, I guess. Which is usually where we get all the extra damage we use against him. Haha! Lobbed it straight to him. And voila! Phase 2, and this time we have most of our health. Oh right, we can swallow them before the phase transition, right? Here we go. It's like I'm playing Kirby Air Ride again. Of course, we will have to have him get close enough to us. There we go. This was literally the only ability we needed. That should do it. I still believe we've missed a few, right? So we will have to go back here in the future. We only missed one. Figures. This illusory beast was created with powerful psychic energy and realm of dreams. It's not the real Gorimondo, just a phantom made of negative thoughts. But it's still incredibly strong. Since it's based on memories of the real Gorimondo, it can't resist a fruity snack. I missed exactly one indeed. Alright, we are an hour in, and as you know the routine, I'm going to grab myself an extra drink. God, just 1 off of 300. So, before we proceed... The pieces of Leon's soul you collected are shining in the direction of their owner. You can sense the Ongar on that forgotten, isolated isle. Hurry and help him. Which I will be glad to do. Once I replenish myself. So, see you all in just a minute. Oop, grabbed the wrong thing. I'm also working on setting up the hotkeys to, get a be right back screen and all that. And... may as well go find that last piece, you say? Presumably we'd get a different or better ending, I'd imagine. Very well, I will take your advice. But first, I think we can pick ourselves an extra little reserve power-up. I don't think that's any faster. I'll take that, thank you. And grab ourselves a little rest before we return. Earlier, before we actually started the stream, I was grinding out all the different little buffs we could get. Trying to make sure I got all of them, or at least the extra life the first time. No. I want to snooze. Speed. Welcome, Sam. How you doing? Getting ourselves a little rest before heading back into the most difficult phase of the game. There's the attack buff, but where is our double health? It is RNG which one we're assigned. They included Sleep and Crash, but they didn't include Spark or Plasma. I'll never understand that design decision here. You gotta have that trifecta, Fire, Ice, Lightning. Spent today getting ready for work orientation tomorrow. You did say you were back at an old job. Was it one you enjoyed, or was it one where they just kind of needed you? I actually went back to a previous job that needed me before, and that was pretty nice. Since I did have a bit of a higher standing the second time around. However, that place ended up going under in just a matter of months afterwards. Actually, and then the job I got next I was rehired at, for a different position. One which I actually landed a lot better. I used to have an outside working job, but then they decided I wasn't working outside well enough up to their standards, but ended up hiring me back for the IT position, which I quite snugly stayed at. They seem to like me in that position quite a bit better. It's a restaurant, so it has its ups and downs, indeed. I've never worked food service. I have worked in a grocery store, but I've never worked for hungry customers, which I imagine can have some days which are absolute nightmares. Huh, is the ice skating actually faster? I think I accidentally picked the right ability for us to speedrun back to the part we needed. Not too interested in all the star coins. I'm gonna try to read while ice skating. They really appreciated you there. Enough for the head manager to rehire you on the spot. And it's better to have a job than no income. True that. I wonder if this is secretly actually one of the higher tier abilities in this game. That would be fun. Actually, one of the ideas I had for the anniversary stream. Basically, I have a very solid plan for the first 12 hours, but I don't earnestly expect people to be staying up that entire time alongside me. So once we start getting into the later evenings or early morning hours, 3, 4 a.m. and such, I was planning on just having a lot more sort of random vibe content, including a variety of tier lists. Ah, we just can't dodge roll through that, it seems. So that's interesting. Ice disables our dodge roll in the final level. Or final upgrade, I'd say. We should be able to get back to our previous spot pretty quickly, since we're not going to be rummaging around for all the other little trinkets around here. I should also pay attention to my health a lot better, since we keep running into stuff. Although it should be a bit easier to keep up with our health if we're not running around in circles trying to get little trinkets. We can try to focus specifically on, yeah, like just going specifically for the health, and otherwise speed running our way through. Actually, exiting the block counts as a dodge. So they, well, I mean, I'd expect as much from HAL. They implemented the, Smash Brothers mechanics here, which I actually think is probably one of the most brilliant decisions Smash Brothers has had. I know it's a mechanic in Guilty Gear and a lot of other fighting games, where they expect you to block right before. We'll do Sword again, since we will have the extra bonus. A lot of games expect you to say, start a block right before you get hit, and then that will give you buffs, but I actually think it led to a very interesting design decision, which is potentially even riskier in Smash Brothers' case. Since guarding is entirely committal in that game, you actually have a startup and end lag. You have recovery frames on blocking in Smash Brothers, which is weird. Different from other fighting games, for sure. Having the parries and other similar mechanics of stuff that expects you to know when your opponent's going to attack, basically as a way to punish predictable opponents. I feel like having it set to do blocking right before the attack hits isn't nearly as risky as getting yourself to release right before the attack hits. I wish I liked Smash Brothers more, but I haven't really enjoyed any of the entries since Melee. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not necessarily a fan of Melee itself, but the way, Melee's competitive scene generally goes. Heavily movement-focused. I guess I could say not even Melee specifically, but there are a few other games out there that you could call Melee-likes, such as Slap City and, Rivals of Aether, both games I enjoy a lot. I think platform fighters should put a lot more emphasis on movement specifically, which is why I like that movement is played up in Rivals and Melee. I'm not fond of the way wave dashing as a mechanic is done, but that is made better by the fact that both, Rivals of Aether and Slap City both make wave dashing easier, if I remember. You don't really like what the Melee competitive scene has become. I don't either. I don't personally like Melee itself. But Melee, mechanically, I do. I think Melee is pretty poorly balanced as a game, and has a number of very specific janky bits that I don't really like. It was in this level, right? One thing I don't think we tried was cleaning up all the muck on the ground in here. Personally prefer platform fighters, but that specifically try not to be like Melee, such as multiverses. Interesting take, and one that I can appreciate. Yeah, I don't like wave dashing and a bunch of other similar mechanics, but I am interested in trying to get a platform fighter that specifically does focus on movement a lot. Although the hyper-aggressive gameplay, definitely not so much. Our last piece was in this room, right? So, where are we supposed to go? You loved Melee, but not its competitive scene. Completely understandable. I was a pretty big fan of the scene about 2015 or so, but haven't really stayed with it. Really? That's the one we missed. Sometimes I surprise myself. That one was ridiculously easy to find. Well, we don't need that. I guess that isn't too much damage. That would be good for mobility. I actually haven't played any of Multiverses, and I have no idea what it might have in store. When it comes to PvP games, you prefer structure and balance with a gameplay focus on player interaction rather than execution. True, I do agree that it should be about interactivity more than anything else. But unfortunately, I happen to love execution-heavy characters, and so I do have a bit of a bias there. But yeah, on that emphasis topic, I definitely think the way Melee does mobility, as well as other games like oh, what's it called? Marvel 3, and just how ridiculously high execution and fast those get. I don't appreciate that pace, but I appreciate the style. If you were playing Melee at about, oh, say, 80% of its speed, I think I'd like it a lot more. Oh yeah, Smash itself is entirely about all the randomness and fun little stuff you can have out of it. I mean, as Sakurai himself has said, isn't it literally supposed to be a party game? This is one reason why I actually hold Rivals of Aether in high regard. And that's because its characters have kind of a toy box mechanic. A lot of them have very specific creative elements to bring their moveset together. Such as, for example, Crag the Rock Beetle has a single earth block that he can pick up and toss around, which functions as a piece of the environment, and attacking it will create several rock splinters that fly off and hit people. You just have very creative, specific things that each character is trying to do with their moveset. Of course, in the middle of fighting here, I can't respond to the paragraphs in chat, so give me a moment. And I will catch up with you all very shortly. One topic I do agree with you, Sam, is it should be a lot more about, player interactivity, which is why I'm interested in better defensive mechanics. We have been talking lately about how you like, sort of, fortress characters. Characters with really good close-range defense, as opposed to, zoners, which specifically focus on space control and generally more long-range combat. One interesting way I'm trying to implement mechanics in my upcoming fighting game is, yes, it will have fighting game combos, but it also has DI. You do have cancels and stuff like that, so you do have, basically, the opportunity to still play the game while getting comboed. You'll try to DI yourself out of your opponent's shenanigans. And it won't be like, say, Smash Brothers, where juggle is literally just jump up, or it won't be like Melee, where it's literally just trying to up air or neutral air juggle your opponent over and over again. The general idea I'm trying to go for, and it will be very difficult to balance, is, yes, you have to launch your opponent, and keep juggling them. But they're able to alter their trajectory quite well. So you do have interactivity of your opponent trying to get out of your combo. Ah, Yuri, welcome. Michael, I believe. I am gonna try to get reused to remembering everyone's Twitch names. Thank you for the welcome to Twitch. We are currently here, as you can see, running ourselves through the end of Forgo Dreams. Dodge that, just in case. One thing I don't like about fighting games is how, generally, when you're getting comboed or when you're in a block string, you're not basically allowed to play the game. That's another reason I had a bit of trouble getting into, Under Night In-Birth. That game, basically, while you're getting comboed, you don't have a burst like you do in Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear, and you kind of just have to sit there and watch yourself get comboed. I too am actually not a fan of the super long combos that older, Guilty Gear games had, either. I don't think you should spend 12 seconds getting comboed. It should be like 3 or 4. Or maybe a bit longer if you had a bit more interactivity to get out of it. You did say that you feel upset that some people end up forgetting Smash is a party fighting game, but unfortunately I tend to be one of those people. A lot of times in which my friends come over for, say, a party, we'll end up playing Smash, and unfortunately, I try to play all of the characters I'm competitively good with. So I do agree with the sentiments in principle, but a lot of the times, when it comes down to it, I am unfortunately one of the tryhards, making the scene worse. There we go. Exactly at the core of your stance. Offense-focused fighters reduce one player's interaction during pressure, and completely remove interaction during combos, which is exactly the problem I'm trying to solve. I do like the idea of directional influence in Smash Brothers. But I feel like it doesn't play as strong of a aspect as it should. Sagittarius did always appreciate how everyone in Fighter Z pretty evenly balanced, even characters like Yamcha who honestly have next to no business being as good as they are. I think lore-breaking balance comes first in games. Similarly enough, and Sam and Usagi might have a bit of experience in this regard. You have collected all the pieces of Leon's soul. As proof of your courage, you have earned a special figure. A fully reconstituted Leon, I imagine. It's Leon himself alongside his waifu. These two were the famous leaders of the Animal Kingdom until Leon found ID F86. After that, he began speaking in a language Carol couldn't understand. She only speaks in meows, and formed the Brutal Beast Pack. She still believed in him, so she formed a new identity of her own, and followed along. Yeah, I completely agree, James. That's one reason I've had a bit of trouble getting accustomed to the, new Guilty Gear patch. Overall, they made Strive higher damage than previous Guilty Gears, which, one, I don't like, but they made it even higher in the most recent patch, with some combos being able to go on longer, and they made it overall way more aggressive. I'll still keep playing it because it's Guilty Gear, I love Guilty Gear, and I already have hundreds of hours in it, and it's one that I'm generally good with. But mechanically, I just don't like how Strive is compared to older Guilty Gears. But even in retrospect, I don't like Guilty Gears previously either. I think I'm still mostly a fan because of aesthetics there. I love Guilty Gear's aesthetics more than anything else, and that might be why I stick with it so strongly. Though, mechanically, I hope to resolve a lot of things on my own ventures. Accent Core's very, very fun. Yeah, I've actually played a bit of Accent Core, Yuri. I don't know if you've been on the channel since the last time we did a few streams on that subject. I play Slayer quite a bit. I actually have quite a bit here to catch up with. Before we proceed...
And here we are.
Ooh, how very ominous. Oh, that's even way more ominous. I did notice we're not at full health, so let's go ahead and get ourselves a rest real quick. Blah-de-dee-blah-de-dee-blah. Love Melee, not its competitive scene. When it comes to PvP games, you prefer structure and balance. Gameplay focus on interaction rather than execution, offensive pressure, or long single-player combos. I don't like that either. Don't personally like how competitive Smash has a tendency to do no items or final smashes. If it's a competitive scene, I definitely understand keeping the items out. That's where the party part of the fighting game comes in. And I feel like that has a reason to be there on the party side, but as someone who does tend to play competitively, RNG that's unreactable in the sense of items, I don't think it belongs specifically in a competitive scene, especially considering how much those might tilt a game. Not tilt in the colloquial definition of getting upset, but tilt in the sense of how it favors one side versus another. Should be execution-heavy options for those that want that, but it shouldn't be required in order to be merely competitive. Same here, that's actually why I play Gold Lewis in, Guilty Gear Strive. I want to play the high execution character, but there should definitely be, for someone who wants more people playing fighting games, there should be a lot easier execution options, which is another reason I don't like how wave dashes are in Melee, given that you have to jump and then air dodge. Simultaneous button inputs I think are actually a lot more welcome, which Rivals of Aether and, I think, Slap City do. It's a two-player genre. Interaction is what differentiates fighting games from single-player action games like DMZ or Bayonetta. DI in platform fighters, Combo Breaker and Killer Instinct, the damage mitigation in Old Melty Blood, parry in Street Fighter 3 and 6, shield in Melty Blood, type Lumina. Well, luckily, good news for you, Sam. I do plan on having parries in the game I'm working on, and DI. I don't know the specific mechanics of Combo Breaker and Killer Instinct, but it might actually be the same as an idea I've been coming up with lately. Go ahead and explain that one in the chat for me. I've never actually played Killer Instinct. Have you played Star Allies post-game? I do not actually own Star Allies. A friend of mine does, and I did get to play through a lot of the main game, but I didn't play any of the post-game. Though, unfortunately, I have been spoiled on the plot twist coming up. I already know what's about to happen. Or part of it. Yeah, I've already been, unfortunately exposed to just who shows up here, sadly. I think the damage mitigation in the Old Melty Blood's a little silly. It's just button mashing to reduce damage, isn't it? I'd much rather prefer DI or options to escape combos rather than just mitigating damage. One reason why Fortnite is underappreciated. I disagree. Oh, and I'm also already out of tea. That's what I get for at least being a bit more responsible with my hydration. Give me just a second. And here we are. Do. Oh, Old Multi is about pressing the button with the timing of the combo. Oh, okay, that is a lot better. I just always saw the, button icon on the actual, UI when you were getting comboed, and I thought it was literally just mashing. But no, that's actually very interesting. Put simply, since the combo system in KI is so unique, the one getting hit can halt the combo and get back all health they lost in that combo by successfully pressing the same strength attack at the same time as the attacker. Use that button in the combo. Of course, guessing wrong prevents you from trying again for a few seconds, allowing the attacker to convert into more hits. Okay, that is different than the idea I've had. The idea I was actually coming up with was, I was thinking about having something similar to a burst gauge for defense, but it would basically function like a, an ability to parry while you're getting comboed. But it would actually consume a gauge that you'd be required to do. So, if you expect an attack to come in, you can go ahead and invest a bit of your meter and try to parry an attack to escape a combo. But the less correct you are, the more gauge it would expend. It encourages the one doing the combo to vary their combos every time, rather than doing memorized BNBs. And it gives agency to the one getting hit with the correct read. I'll have to do a lot of research on defensive mechanics. I want to make a newer fighting game. I think fighting games as they are completely stagnant in their design. And I don't even like where they're going right now. Tilting more towards hyper-aggressive play. Said the guy who literally plays the hyper-aggressive high-execution characters. I just wanted the memes to soak in. And here we are. Leon, buddy, I got your soul back. You don't have to play League of Legends anymore. I've lost several good friends to League. People that deserve better. No one deserves to be addicted to that game. I love the squash and stretch on the animations here. must play jungle. Alright, we have to get this out of him. Oh, we would have had a health buff anyway. You know what? Let's actually give a bit more representation to abilities we haven't used much of yet. He is free from the clutches of Genshin Impact. Another game I despise. I played that game for all of 2 weeks before deciding, okay, yeah, this is gonna be a fun novelty for the first, like, few hours, but I knew exactly where that game was going to go. Beforehand, I actually played gachas like, oh well, I mean, mostly it would have been, Azure Lane, which treats free-to-play actually surprisingly well. There's only been one ship I ever was looking for that I never got during its rotation. Oh! We still have the close-range cutter attack! Is that off of a, dodge, or...? I think we do have to be very close range for that. Well, that's very good for farming damage. Of course, I know this guy isn't the only boss we have here. There's the ghost of... of course. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Ah! Leon learned Thunder. Or would this be Shockwave? I think this would be Shockwave. Much faster and much harder for me to exploit. Ah! Okay, so that will drop projectiles from the ceiling now. He's charging up. Alright, this one should be pretty straightforward to dodge. Okay, so he is going to rotate around like that. And we do have shadows on the ground indicating where we're going to get hit. I still haven't yet figured out the dodging system in this game. Looks like you're allowed to rotate twice. Alright, the cutter there isn't doing too much damage. I missed that. Definitely one of the most important parts of the cutter moveset. I tried to dodge. Oh, that's new. I'm playing Sonic Heroes again. Ah, so now he's changed his moveset to a set play Puppet Fighter. And here comes the extra projectile. Ah, yes, the Forgo install. So now you have an extra little fetus shooting projectiles at me. pretty good boss fight. I think I like this one more than King Dedede. I love install supers. If BlazBlue wasn't such a... let's be honest. BlazBlue kind of has mild Kusoge energy. A lot of the times I've played that, everyone's block strings are completely ambiguous, so... The fact that everyone's basically playing their own game makes it an entire game of knowledge checks, no matter how creative it can be. Everyone kind of has an install super with their, overdrive mechanic, but... I think you all know what the butterfly spells. Leon! What do you need all these body pillows for? You can't even pay your rent anymore. Yep, unfortunately this reveal has been spoiled for me, so I don't get to have so much fun. Although I haven't actually seen the boss fight. I just heard the tales and everyone talking about butterfly memes. Oh, can I not dodge roll through those, or did I just get my timing wrong? I love the music. I haven't actually heard the music yet. Ah, so one of them is shorter than the rest. Okay. It's definitely going to be a wild fight, for sure. Yeah, we cannot dodge roll through those. Yeah, accidentally spit the buzzsaw. Oh, hear that bass line. Ah, they don't exist long enough for us to swallow them. I actually, don't know the entirety of, Morpho Knight's theme, but I do hear the Forgotten Land leitmotif in there. Alright, we have to go in between these. Oh, he's sneaking up on us. I'm surprised we've actually gotten this much damage on him. Although I guess we can chalk a lot of that up to us being able to get our... Ah, that would have been a great shot. Alright, now's the time for it to change. Oh, I just guessed. Oh, no! Well, first time we've been hit by that. How do we shake it off? Okay, it's just on a very, very long timer. Oh look, twins. Ah, we missed. And that would have been incredible, too. Really? I do kind of like how this mechanic works generally, in basically every Kirby game. You gotta put yourself in danger in order to inhale those stars and be able to launch them back. And here's the second one. Stay very far away from that one. The camera angles are definitely messing with me a bit here. I guess Willie's got the two of them out. We just want to keep them more towards the center? Because the camera seems like it tries to focus on the extra little soul forgos that it shows up with. God, so weird playing this in such little delay. Oh! Okay, so I guess we can't do that on the normal timing. And I will also not be able to read chat for quite a bit. Great. Just when I was trying to dodge away from it. I keep glancing at chat. I should stop. Why is the camera like that? Okay, so we can attack him during the wind-up of his attacks. Alright, so I think we'll just have to last this one out a little bit. Yeah, especially since it's going to mess with the camera so much. Ah, and I thought that one was going to be short. Serves me right. We're so close. I'm not throwing for content. This is actually difficult. Finally, thank you. Michael, I believe that's you. That is actually one of the plans for the anniversary stream. I plan on doing, possibly, just once we get to the second half of the 24 hours and it's really just whatever, as long as I'm still awake, I might be labbing a variety of different games. One thing I want to do is practice my kick loops on Guilty Gear Xrd, which I don't have yet practiced on Mixbox. Got the Morpho Knight sword blueprint, now we can evolve the sword ability. So, Leon, how you feeling? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Morpho Knight Morpho Sword all the way here would be the best one. They were still holding out on us.
I understand now. With 5,000 of my dollars lost, I don't need to play gachas anymore. I'm going to download some emulators and play retro games. Ho 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 ho.
I try to do whatever silly little voice acting I can. Actually, that would even be better than retro games, going out and touching grass. Ah, we get to roll through the credits again, this time in Technicolor. Ah, there we go. We haven't seen Kirby make that face enough. The big surprised, scared eyes. Alright, now I can actually read chat. Yeah, another night to go along with Meta and Galacta Night, which basically they're all generally based off of Meta Knight's design. You'll see that a lot of Kirby games like to reuse boss or character designs. Has one of the few attacks that ice can't block. I imagine that would be self-explanatory from the fire tornadoes. If Nintendo type matchups is something I know. Huh. Attacks named after Buddhist principles. Interesting. I am keeping up with the hydration much better this evening. Though, accordingly, that does mean I will need to grab yet another drink and take another bathroom break real quick. Though, I will just try to make sure I can see whatever stinger we have at the end here. I actually heard about the Morpho Knight design for the GameCube one. Funny enough, in Project M, since we were talking about Smash Brothers stuff. Project M being a mod for Smash Brothers Brawl. That was actually one of the costumes they added for Meta Knight, was the original Morpho Knight design, from the concept art. Although back then, I don't know if he was called Morpho Knight. I don't know if he had a name yet. If ever I'm good enough at singing those high notes, you can expect that song to show up on karaoke night eventually. Although that will probably be in like 2 years. There we go, that's what I was waiting on. Do we see our boy Leon in hometown now? We also don't actually get to see Gorimondo or Silly Dello in Waddle Dee Ville. Yeah, I know about Dan Salvato actually being one of the Project M team members. You know, I was Smash modding during those days. Maybe I should have actually talked to them about signing up, but I would have been a frisky little, oh, what was it? Like a 16-year-old. I know far more about computer science now than I ever did before. See, I told you we were gonna have a 3rd level to the Coliseum, which is why we're not done yet. Ready for the ultimate test of skill? You can now enter the Ultimate Cup Z in the Coliseum. This is just gonna be like Dragon Ball. If I knew we had another ability, I would have made sure we had the crystals for it. Please tell me we can still do this, right? No, I'm not gonna stay down here for the entirety of the stream. This is me reminding myself that I am on my way out, but I did want to get some things settled in before. This is gonna cost like 10 crystals, isn't it? No? I think that's very doable, but we might need a few arena runs first. Alright, see you all in just a few. The growth on my head appears to have gotten even larger. I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. What are we looking at? Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I didn't mean to actually knock that off. Let's see, we will need to stock up on extra health, and so we will probably take a few quick naps. I'll go ahead and take one of those, my good man. Thank you very much. Do upgrade and power up Morpho Knight ASAP, as it is arguably the single best ability in the game. Essentially this game's equivalent of master ability from the Amazing Mirror. Sadly, Amazing Mirror was one of the few games I didn't own. I actually got, I believe it was Squeak Squad, which was right afterwards. I have actually tried to emulate Amazing Mirror a few times, though I definitely need to revisit it. Kirby is probably my all-time favorite Nintendo franchise, so I wouldn't mind at all going back through and playing a lot of the games I missed. A shame we already spent on upgrading the hammer ability. If I knew we had a Morpho Knight sword, I would have saved it. Do tell me, James, what can Morpho Sword do? Teleport dodge lifesteal combos. The charge attack gives you a giant sword for heavy damage and even a block attack. Sounds like it actually has a larger moveset altogether. Certainly does sound interesting. I wish I knew to save up those crystals. I think we'll be fine. Don't need this anymore. We'll use the second strongest ability available to us. And we'll need, what, 1,505 crystals. I imagine Ultimate Cup Z will give us, like, 3, right? So we'll only need to grind this a few times. Hopefully. Yep, 3 as expected. And it looks like we gotta fight through all the illusory bosses. Let us proceed. Kirby, I should warn you about the Ultimate Cup Z. The Ultimate Cup Z takes place in some other realm where you'll face intense battles with scary foes. I can't follow you into that arena, and even worse than that, I can't commentate over your battles. But I know you'll survive. No, I know you'll win! After all, you just saved this entire world. Well, let us proceed. You would advise not using the Ultimate Cup C for grinding. Oh, 12 more! Whoa, this is gonna be a riot. Oh yeah, I expect to die. I quite eagerly anticipate it. Well, that one doesn't seem like it's going to be much of an issue, but that's because we have all of our buffs so far. Meta Knight Cup and Ultimate Cup are much better for grinding. I actually did about 4 extra runs of the Ultimate Cup to get through here. I thought you said you wouldn't be able to follow us in here. And yet still he is commentating between battles. Or glitch out for farming stones. Not a bad idea. I know it's mostly going to be the second half, which is super difficult. Although right now we still have that speed buff, which is going strong. We might be able to speedrun our way through the first half, and then save all the tomatoes for the second half. Oh, there's a glitched cup. Interesting. Well, that's a one-hit KO, I'm happy to see. Yeah, that's what I was expecting, James, that he wouldn't be able to commentate during the fights. He'd just be here in the lobby. A little bit later. The time slow really screws with me sometimes. Screws with me a lot. Glitch Cup is accessed via the Hammer Super Jump glitch, and some careful out-of-bounds maneuvering. Okay, so we can just dodge those by being in the air. So far, Clobberline giving us the biggest issue. She alone took about as much time as everyone else leading up to her. Shame we lost an entire health bar to that. I would have loved to preserve it. Literally Meta Knight Cup, but only the first battle. And then still probably gives you the same one crystal, I'd imagine. Shouldn't be much of an issue. Oh wait, we can probably launch these to do a little bit of damage. We can still hit him during that sequence, we just can't get within melee range. Ah, and he's immediately gonna get out of dodge. So maybe it is time for hammer time. Or, I literally had the easiest joke set up there. And I ruined it! Okay, so he is gonna stop just short of the wall. Oh dear. Oh, never mind. We can do a regular one hit just fine. Glitch Cup only gives money based on your testing. Ah, that's a shame. Yeah, we want crystals. Okay, yeah, we really should have just hit him with the one charge. Yeah, that'll do just fine. Oh, you don't think Glitch Cup gives money though, based on your testing. Sorry, it's a little tense. I might actually slip up and forget a few words. I'ma need me a Gordo to clobber that there Kirby. And then here comes the big swing. Somehow we dodged most of that. We can't dodge roll through the pillar. It actually has a collision box. Yeah, we can do one. Yeah, it's halfway through, and now that our buffs have worn off, we're definitely having a bit of trouble. But anything to help. Being a little reckless. I do like that, it seems like dodging actually gets you an extra charge level on your charge attack. So I do like that mechanic of having to play risky to get that little buff. Do we fight a buffed version of Meta Knight this time? Sure, I'll play. New Phantom Meta Knight. Ariel, welcome. Spoiler warning ahead, we were getting our way through the final arena in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So for those of you who have not yet played the game, this is kind of a spoiler warning, but a welcome to everyone. My name is Xander Turing, and I am a professor. Well, that's new. That's very new. Dude used a cutscene super on me. Introduction might have to wait. I am currently in the middle of dying right now. But, no, I think I can do it. I am a Professor VTuber, usually playing fighting games or roguelikes. I have recently been playing a bit of Outer Wilds, which is how I happened upon Ariel. But a warm, hearty welcome to all of you. I will probably not be able to respond to the chats until I am done being murdered. Haha! And now for phase 2. You were playing Kerbal Space Program. That's another game I still haven't played in all this time. That I probably should. I do enjoy space exploration games and the like. Ah, he 180'd that. Okay, so we can't dodge it. Do we jump or... Dodge perpendicularly is probably better. Well, I imagine the rest of the game's gonna be this rough. You did tell me I was going to die. Oh, so maybe if I block it, that's what we're supposed to do. Okay, makes sense. Funny, they lead us up to dodge everything up to this point. Would Forgo actually have the memory of that? I don't know how they would know Meta Knight has a mask he can take off. Sword versus hammer. Won't play it seriously, so it was more of a meme stream. Yeah, Kerbal Space... Oh, it was on sale. I definitely look forward to playing KSP in the future. And also, message for our raiders, this weekend will actually be my 1-year streaming anniversary celebration, if you'd love to attend. We have a lot of different things on the list, including Guilty Gear, Noida, a bit of MechWarrior Online. I don't think we'll do any Outer Wilds stuff, since that is an incredibly important story-heavy game, which needs to not be spoiled halfway through for anyone who happened to be in the audience at the time. Huh, I feel like that one was new. We can't dodge roll into the lava. Understood. You believe Phantom Meta Knight's figure description actually explains that? That would be interesting. All the little bit of lore breadcrumbs here and there. Tilt. And that one does the lava that time. Noted. At least he's a bit less of a problem than Meta Knight was. Although we haven't actually dealt too much damage to him yet. And then here comes the big one, which he will jump away from. Yeah, he'll try to get as far away from us as possible while remaining out of the lava. So that could be a bit of the AI for us to exploit. I was hoping I'd be able to clash them. And right into the next hitbox. Now he's opened up. Okay. That was just the one we needed. What should be left? Ah, the buffed up Leon Gar. Sadly, I don't know that we can actually abuse Time Crash too well here. So that will again be a no. Oh, quite a hefty bit of damage there. Oh, right, I forget. He has a hitbox around his feet there. Quite a hefty bit of damage. Get me to phase 2. And so we begin. This is where the spoilers get big, for any of you who are not yet familiar with the game. Actually, while we have the extra health, we do want to abuse those sword beams. Oh, one over him. Ah, that would have been an excellent setup. Wrong one. And a dodge. Okay, so he only does about 3 swipes. Ah, still too early. Okay, getting a bit too antsy here. And phase 3. Careful, careful. Oh, quite a bit of hefty damage there, since we did still have the ranged attacks from the sword beam. Alright, on our last legs. We're probably going to die here, so that means there's one more boss after Morpho Knight. Ah, smaller arena this time. Ah, dodged in the wrong direction. Oh, you're faster. Way faster than last time. So far, so good. And almost out of sword beam. And now we're out. Oh, the boss afterwards is better. Wonder who it is. Because I was spoiled on the Morpho Knight thing, but I don't know what's after this. Nope, very far away. Gotcha. For only a measly bit of damage. You know, we could have actually walked over to him during that entire course. Noted, he is still using a few new attacks on us. Let me guess, they speed up. Or maybe they're only slow when there's two of them. Too early? And a miss. Please don't mess with my camera angles anymore. Dodge. Almost. And they're still messing with the cameras quite a bit. Alright, so we at least get a glimpse at our next boss, even though I don't think we're actually going to win that fight. The off-screen kill. Ah, a little bit of health restore, and it looks like Becto-Elphilis, or whatever it was. So, roughly an equivalent of Mark's soul. Becto soul? A poorly judged YouTube thumbnail. That's unfortunate. I knew about Morpho Knight, but I didn't know we actually had another boss here. Rock and roll. I am amply hydrated and ready to begin. Please tell me we get to use the big rig again. Chaos Elfless. You kinda look like a Pokemon at this point. Alright, what do you do different? A lot more teleporting, I see. Classic Kirby boss ability. Now the question is, smash or pass? I wouldn't smash anything out of a Kirby game. Except King Dedede. I definitely appreciate the design, but this is not Smash-worthy territory. Oh, never mind. Oh, that might just be a hammer-specific thing. where it starts at higher charge when you dodge an attack first. Oh, that is much quicker. Okay, we can probably only dodge and then do a level 2 charge. Or not. That's what I like to see. We have a chance. This is the laser, right? Which is going to be significantly harder to dodge. I imagine the path it traces is going to... Yep, it looks like it sticks around a bit longer. Or we just completely miss our dodge. Alright, I think we'll actually be able to do this on a second run-through. Or we could clutch it. Ah! I should have just done the earlier one. We are still taking a bit of chip damage from mistiming a dodge, but we should be... We're not okay. We're very not okay. Luckily, I know your secret this time. Ah, close. Uh-oh. So I guess we just dodged that one then. Sadly, do not get to use Truck-kun for this height, but something equally cool does happen. Suffice to say, it is not the extent of Chaos El Felice's moveset. I don't see any harm with it. We only get to do this once, essentially. And we are coming up on a 3-hour stream where I do have a lot of work to do in preparation for Saturday. Plus, I did promise a friend I was going to run some sets. Expect to have every last pattern here memorized. I do have my attention split between both the game and the stream, so I might not be able to memorize things quite as well. Excellent start. Just barely. Oh yeah, I forgot. That was different. Oh, right, there's multiples of those. Ah, just barely. That one's still giving me trouble dodging. Oh, nope, that still had a hurt box. Or hitbox. I've been doing a bit too much programming lately. Alright, phase 2. That was a very good hit. And so... now we just gotta dodge the big ol' swipes. Perfect. Amazing punish. Okay, I think we got this in the bag. Oh yeah, easily. Of course, there's gonna be another phase, isn't there? Or no, it's the mouthful mode. Well, that's one way to exercise someone. Ah, it's gonna be another phase. That music's a bit too ominous.
And here we are.
Oh, of course. Well, there's the meme. Okay, maybe a melee ability is not our best idea here. Prep for a blah 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 blah. Prep for a successful Ultimate Cup Z run. Read, getting and powering up Morpho Knight Sword. Okay, it does look like I will have to do a bit more preparation. And, no, we still have a 100% run to be doing later, so we will be touching up on the other Waddle Dees, and I suppose I just have to do some off-screen grinding to get all those stars and upgrade those abilities accordingly. I did promise someone I'd be there for sets, and I think that is an excellent stopping point. Go ahead and leave the spoilers to be seen for next stream. Here we are indeed. Whew. Yeah, they definitely turned it up to 11, or I'd say even 12 for this game. Until I complete my catalog, I'm certain this is turning out to be my favorite Kirby game of all time. No more streams this week until our celebration on Saturday. Thank you, Ariel, for the raid, and thank you everyone else for your attendance. I will go ahead and line up a little raid for y'all. Who is streaming? Let's go ahead and check it out. Ah, Kuma, welcome, right at the tail end. Who needs a bit of representation? Haha, I did mention Skyrim. So, why don't we pay my loving associate, Dr. Cave, a visit? Go ahead and give him a science raid for me. Oh, what's this? By performing the hammer super jump to get out of bounds here, it's possible to spawn a second one? Really? That sounds like a mess. Regardless, thank you everyone for your attendance. Class is dismissed. I'll be posting more news about our anniversary stream throughout the week on Twitter and on our Discord, which... No, it's not linked. I think maybe it isn't. It should be. It should be right there at the bottom of my Twitch, which I will... Yeah, okay. Twitter, YouTube, and Discord are all linked below, so go ahead and join those if you'd like to get some updates on what we'll be doing on Saturday. I'll see you all another time. Go ahead and give Kay some love. He has very similar vibes to myself, although he is quite a bit more chaotic.